Analyst and Donald Trump supporter, David Wohl, right now. David, your main takeaways from last night. Your guy seems to be sweeping it with the exception of Ohio last night.
Brett, in Missouri looks like it's his as well. You know, Maria, I think the bottom line, my takeaway is simpler is better. Everybody keeps saying, well, why? He's not saying anything. He's not detailing anything. We don't have any micro-analysis of his policies, but everybody loves what he says because the last 7 years have been Neville Chamberlain-style appeasement, and what he's saying is we're going to put America first now when it comes to VA, when it comes to the border, when it comes to the Second Amendment, when it comes to so many issues that people are just at their wits' end about. So I think that he needs to maintain this simple presentation. He needs to say winning is great, making America great again is wonderful, and I think he's going to ride this out. He's got wonderful states coming ahead. He's got Maryland, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, many states that are winner take all. He's leading in those states. My state, California, he's leading 38 to 22%. That's coming up in June, and that's 172 delegates. So I think he's going to ride it to the end. I think he's going to get the necessary delegates to get the nomination.
Yeah, I think that's really good analysis because the upcoming contest he's very well positioned for. Anthony Scaramucci, you were an early Jeb Bush supporter. Now, when you see
Scott Walker
first, and then Jeb Bush.
Do we have a dunking facility here? You guys can dunk me if you don't.
Do you think Jeb Bush will endorse somebody today, tomorrow? I mean, now that Rubio's out, what does Jeb Bush do?
I think it's super tough for him to endorse somebody. And first of all, congratulations to Donald Trump. In addition to everything, he's winning on message and relatability. Imagine that. He's a billionaire from New York City, and he's winning on message and relatability. And
so that's interesting.
The one thing that we need to talk more about is policy, and hopefully we'll get closer to that as it gets towards the election. I think it would be a mistake for Governor Bush to endorse anybody. I did say this about Governor Romney, who I look up to him. I like the governor a great deal, but that was a mistake to go against the front runner here. I don't think that helps our party. I am a Republican. I've disclosed that to people on the air, and so I'm going to be supporting whoever the eventual Republican nominee is. And so we have to come together as a party, whoever that person is. And look, that's how I feel about it.
David, you think that what Anthony's saying is going to ring true for Trump? I mean, is he going to start focusing on policy?
Well, he's got to. It's when it comes to Trump versus Clinton, I guarantee you he will, because he'll bring in advisors that give him that information. Anthony's right, though, and I'll tell you why. Because ultimately, if you don't back Trump, it's going to be Hillary Clinton the result. And I think virtually every Republican will jump on board eventually on the Trump train. But, you know, he does have to get more specific. He will get more specific. And right now, though, he's building up such a force with just the frustration of the voters over the last 7 years that he doesn't need to get specific. So why bother? But he'll be able to do it, I guarantee you, because big money can hire great advisors, and that's coming up soon.
David, will you guys be handing out Xanax to establishment supporters? I just want to know, because a lot of my friends are going to need it.
I think they're already under the prescription as it stands now. The look on their faces, and basically a lot of the establishment pundits and journalists and bloggers right now are at their wits' end. They don't really even know what to say anymore. They're just so frustrated by this man's unbelievable success. But I'll tell you something, they got to jump on board because, as I said before, the ultimate reality is if you don't, you're helping Hillary Clinton.
Here's Dagan.
No, just really quickly, my headline from last night, because I was taking notes as the night wore on, the establishment will not have a Republican candidate for president. Boom, drop the mic.
It's true. I think you're right. Dagan, I think the Republicans, their only shot is Donald Trump. It feels that way.
And Donald Trump has a path to winning these 1,200.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So but a couple of things in those exit polls. Why is Donald Trump resonating with the voters? Close to 4 in 10 voters in tonight's contest are angry with the government, and Trump won more than half of those voters in every state except Michigan. You have voters who feel betrayed by the Republican Party. He continued to win with those. 6 in 10 voters in tonight's contest. Trump won these betrayed voters in every state. So it's the government. It is the Republican Party. And that's what's resonating.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
The thing I would disagree with David about is Trump is not going to bring in consultants. He is his own consultant. He has been all along. He will continue to be. You know, what's interesting, the shift that I saw in his remarks last night is he's talking about economics. He's talking about taxes. And that showed in the exit polls. People weren't talking in these states as much about immigration. They were really talking about jobs, economic anxiety. That's the shift that I see taking place coming up.
Well, I like that shift, by the way.
Me too.
Here's the reality. When Donald Trump talks about the wall, there is linkage between the economics of jobs, there's linkage with terrorism, there's linkage with illegal immigration, all with that wall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he kills 3 birds with 1 stone. It's genius, even though it sounds so simple.
Yep, guys.